and just put it into topics.
And we'll talk about it.
Talk about it longer instead of like speed run and then level up and then topics.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Makes sense, right?
I like it.
All right, yeah.
Have you seen the show?
No.
I've seen like 3.
Nobody who sits in this seat has ever watched the show
No, I've listened
prior to it.
He's listened to it.
Just listen to it. Well, I used to put it up on SoundCloud, but SoundCloud's poopy because you have to pay for it, and then they're like, hey, you uploaded too many. We have to delete some. And then people are like, where's episode 1? And I'm like, they deleted it, or I had to take it down or something. And I'm not paying $15 a month.
It's okay. You can pretty much just talk however you want about the topic at hand. That's what I usually do.
Have you heard speed run before?
I do remember.
Okay.
You bring in.
So all it is just some quick jabs. Just like try to run through all these like poopy ones, and then we get to the better news later.
Alright.
Makes sense.
That's not how you would announce the news, I don't think, Omar.
I mean, like
Tidbits. They're tidbits,
okay.
you guys.
I call things poopy.
Well,
What's wrong with poopy?
don't use... Why would anybody want to listen to that, though? That's what I'm
But
saying.
they might be like, I wonder what that poopy ass news is.
No.
And then they'll be like, oh, okay. That
Do you
is
ever turn
poopy.
on Fox News to look at whatever poopy-ass news reel?
I mean, all of Fox News
Kind
is
of.
poopy, and like millions of people go to tune into it. So
Ugh.
maybe they're like, damn, maybe this is like Fox News, and then they're
I don't want to be Fox News.
No.
I mean, they make a lot of money though. You don't want to make a lot of money,
No, Fox News doesn't make any money. Fox Studio Productions makes money.
and they.
And they give it
All
to
right, we're not getting into this. Anyways, Five Nights at Freddy, the RPG, your favorite game.
I hate that game.
They pulled down the sales, and they'll be returning later. But like, if you bought it, or if you haven't bought it yet, it's free. So, your favorite game's gonna be free, buddy. He doesn't like Five Nights.
I
at
really
Freddy.
don't.
Somebody recreated Batman Arkham Asylum with 18,000 Lego blocks.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Wow.
Good job, dude.
I'm really excited.
Incredible.
Pokemon's gonna be our main topic of this show, but they have like a Pokemon like Super Bowl commercial. Have you seen it? Have you seen
I
it?
haven't
I
seen
haven't
it.
seen
I
it.
just heard they were having a commercial.
It was
But it's pretty
very
sweet.
good.
They released it obviously earlier, before the Super Bowl, but it's pretty cool. And I hope like at Super Bowl they're like, here's Pokemon Go, and we get to download Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for Pokemon Go.
Well, wait, what's the commercial about?
It's just like these guys are walking through like younger kids and just like they see somebody else doing something. They're like, I can do that. And then like another kid will come around and he's like playing football and he's like, gets done. And then like another kid comes around. He's like, I can do that. And he puts on like a jacket and puts a backpack on and puts like a hat on. And he like throws a Pokeball out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just it.
Yeah.
That's it?
I mean, it's a little bit
It was,
longer
like,
than
in a
that.
big
What's it
stadium.
promoting? Like the new
Pokemon,
game?
like
Yeah, their new-
20 anniversary, the 20th anniversary of Pokemon.
Yeah.
And Nintendo of America just wanted to have a commercial at the Super Bowl for that?
I mean, why not? There's millions of people who watch it.
I mean, I guess.
It's
But
just like people are gonna be like 20 years, like
it costs a lot of money to put a commercial up on the Super Bowl, though. So it's just like, if
I mean,
you're not going to
Doritos-
promote something, then...
I mean, they're promoting Pokemon 20 years.
Come on,
You should be
real.
You should be excited right now. Like, this is probably one of the first games, not the first game, but it's probably one of the first games like this that's not like Call of Duty or like a shooter that like is gonna get like a spot just to promote that it's the 20th anniversary. Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
There might be more than just that one. Like when Doritos does commercials on there, they don't just have one commercial. They have like 60 million different commercials. Fighter 5 is having the first ever like story mode for 5. Like there's never been a story mode for any of them. There's been like hidden story modes, but never like a story mode.
Yeah, they
story
did like
mode.
a character arcade where like they kind of did like backstory.
Yeah, like you beat it, and then after you beat the final boss, it's like a little thing. But this is actually gonna have like a story, kind of like they did with like Mortal Kombat X. I don't know if you've seen their story,
No.
but like it just like it pops up, and then you have to be this character, and then the next one pops up, and you have to be this character.
I mean, Mortal Kombat's had stories, though.
Yeah, but I mean this has a story too. But that's how this one's gonna be. Like you might play as Ryu at the beginning, and then Ken next, and then you might have to play as like somebody else during another part of like the story. So
Sounds interesting.
it might be. I have a lot of the news. Fallout 4, Xbox One, and PS4 mods are like coming soon.
Soon?
Yeah, there's news that it's coming soon for this. I'm excited. You don't want to do not mods?
I'm,
Yeah, I mean,
I thought they're already
usually
out,
hilarious.
honestly.
I mean, they're out on PC, but not on
PS4.
PS4 and
Oh.
Xbox One yet.
Okay. Well,
I want those mods on there.
Why? How are you gonna get them?
You probably just have like they'll probably update it, and then there'll probably be an area where you like can type it in,
No.
and you'll get like codes off the thing.
No.
Yeah, they're like this is support. This is coming from Bethesda. Bethesda's doing that.
I've never heard of that ever.
What? That's how they do it on the
mod
PC.
For PS4, you can do that.
I mean, they had mods for
Yeah.
Xbox One, or Xbox 360 when Fallout 3 was out. They're trying to do it for the PS4.
Hmm.
This is something new that they're trying to do.
Skeptical. That's all
Skeptical.
I can
I don't know. I think it'd be really good.
You're just a big hater today.
say. Yep, it's me.
The hatingest hater. Jeez. Valkyria Chronicles. I don't know if you guys ever played that game.
Valkyrie Chronicles.
I don't know.
It's
It's a V.
Square Enix.
I know, but I'm pretty sure I heard them say that the way I said it.
Valkyrie?
Valkyria.
Valkyrie.
I don't know. I don't know. It looks like it's spelled differently, but it could just be me.
It's some European name, honestly.
But I'm saying
I think it is Valkyria.
that's what I'm saying.
Like
Oh,
it's an I at the end.
Well, that is Valkyria. Okay.
You see, he be trying to come at me.
The usual games that were just Valkyrie.
But they're remastering this one. It came out on the PS3.
I thought
you
it
know.
came out on PSP.
No, it came out on PS3
They-
2008. They have some on the PSP, but it's like
There was one on, I think, like Valkyria Profiles was on PS2.
Oh. I played the demo.
But this is the PS3 that came out, like remade that or remaster that came out.
It's pretty much Fire Emblem with guns.
Yeah. So they're remastering that. I guess it looks really amazing. I haven't looked up anything about it, but
That should be good.
Should be good.
It should be.
Final
You can mess
Fantasy.
up a lot. It could be good.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is coming to Wii U.
Cool.
So I actually have the actual game, so I don't need that.
Might be a good time for me to jump into tactics now.
We talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago.
When Alex was around.
A lot of people say that Tactics is a little bit more like tactical than Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. You might have to go play.
I'll have to be the judge of that. Yeah.
To me, they're about the same, but that's just what it is.
Okay.
I think Fire Emblem's been out longer than Tactics though, because Fire Emblem has stuff on like
Yeah.
NES
Mhm.
or SNES, and the first Tactics game came out on like PS1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, EA won't have a booth at E3, so they've had one at E3 every year for like the past like 10, 15 years.
Hmm.
And they're not doing it this year.
Maybe they'll
So,
just do a big trailer like Nintendo does.
Yeah, maybe.
Could
Maybe.
be. Them. I think that's a trend.
I think Nintendo has it down pat. I don't think anybody else does.
It's Nintendo.
I don't think anybody else could do it like they do it.
Well, I think Nintendo did it because they're like, we don't want to spend money, and then other publishers are like, holy shit, Nintendo, you're onto something. We don't have to spend money. We can just
Yeah.
do a video.
Okay.
It's a possibility.
I don't know why you're hating.
E3 could be like on the internet forever.
Is it me or is he
But
been
then
hating
Omar,
like all
but
day?
then Omar,
He's been kind of like
then
hating.
Omar, if it switches over to the internet and then VR comes out, you can get a ticket to go to E3 and be a
That'd
VR.
be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's like I'm gonna spend $600 to $800 on these VR headsets when I could probably spend that much on a ticket to be there. If they send me a ticket, I'd rather be there in person and playing the games in
That's
person
true.
rather than to spend $800 on a VR headset. Then they have to give me a ticket to be invited there, just to like look at everybody walking around and stuff like that. I won't, because I still won't be able to play the games.
It was just an idea.
No, I mean,
and you could play the games. What if they just unleashed like a demo or a beta on and it streamed?
That'd be cool,
Thing automatically.
but are they gonna do that? And two, the only cool thing would be like to feel like you're in the front row of like when they do the
I
conferences.
want to be up in the balcony. I don't care about the front row. It's not like they're like launching off T-shirts or anything.
Well, I mean, if you're in a VR, if you're in a VR headset and you're in the balcony and you're looking down, and it would look as far like as it would be if you were like looking at it on TV, then there's no point. You practically need to be in the front row with the VR headset.
I mean, that's your opinion, Omar.
I'm just saying, like, why would you want to be far away
I want to
when you're looking at it on the TV? You're that far away.
See all the people on their phones.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I'd rather spend that to go to E3. But they're not gonna have a booth.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody will replace them. Last year was like the most conferences E3's ever had anyway, so it's not like them leaving. There's just like this big hole. Last year they didn't even have a good conference, so I'm sure this year they probably looked at it and was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to unleash like Madden and NBA Live and NHL Live and all this crap that like hardcore gamers are like, I don't care.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, Beyond Good and Evil 2 still happening. I never played the first one. Was it good?
Beyond Good and Evil?
Did you ever play Beyond Good and Evil?
Which one was that?
I don't know.
Is that the one with the, like...
It's got a pig in it. You don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know that one.
No. It's the one with that, like, journalist girl or whatever.
I've never played the
green.
game. I never played the game.
No? Oh.
No, that's why I thought maybe you played it. It looks like
I hadn't touched it.
James, a big game James.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Now you're
type of
being...
game.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll have to go find Beyond Good and Evil now, I guess.
It looks like your type of game. I'm just
Looks
saying.
like my type of game, Ben.
Why would I hate on you? You just attacking me today.
I got to.
I feel attacked.
I got to.
House of Cards is being renewed for season 5.
Did you watch the other 4 seasons?
Nope.
No, I haven't either.
I
hear it's good.
I watched the first couple seasons and they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Will it teach me how to gain political power?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think it will teach you.
No, darn. Oh well.
It was pretty interesting. I don't know. It was like drawn out episodes. Like one short point each episode, but it was drawn out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't really get good until like a couple seasons in.
Yeah. Like
It's- I mean-
season in, it got pretty good, but
I feel like
season
most
kinda
Netflix
slow.
shows are like that.
Oh,
Like,
Jessica Jones, yeah. I mean,
Jessica Jones is really slow at the beginning. Daredevil was kind of slow at the beginning.
Yeah, Daredevil was pretty quick.
Nah, it was still pretty slow. I mean, it's only
Jessica
one
Jones
season.
didn't get good until like 6 episodes in. Daredevil
mean-
was like in your face by episode 2. I was just like, yeah.
Daredevil was cool, like episode like 4, when he had that fight in the hallway when he was like half dead,
That is a really good moment.
and that's when you're like, oh shit!
And that's a really great like moment, but there were other moments before that that got me hooked to the show.
I mean, you watch the show and you're like, oh, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Obviously, something had to pull you in between 1 and 4 to keep you watching it, but the show got really good at
What
4.
was the opening?
You don't stop. There's some, but like most of the shows are like that. Like Orange Is the New Black was very slow. Actually, the whole first season was very slow.
I didn't even watch that series. I
You've
heard
seen
was
it.
good, though.
It was
Yeah.
kind of slow at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? It was like really slow, and it was just like, all right, these girls are in jail. What are they doing? And then it just like, finally, when they start having like the Puerto Rican girls and the Hispanic girls, and it was like the black chicks, and it was like the white chicks. It was like it
I'm
got
sure
really
like
interesting.
gang race war.
It wasn't like gang, but it was like those different cliques were like cliques. They just hung out
That's
around
kind of
each
how
other.
it is in prison.
Yeah, so it was like
Not that I know.
the black chicks, like the black chicks were like really funny, and then the white girls were like, you know, they're kind of like
Super depressing.
yeah, like
Yeah.
depressing, or like the ones like there's like the girls that are in the kitchen, they get like overran by the Hispanic chicks
Yeah.
and stuff for the kitchen. It's just like it got better. It got better.
Gotcha.
And they gave you a lot of characters to hate,
Yeah.
and then like did what you wanted to happen to them. It was pretty nice. Like,
And obviously the best
satisfying endings.
episode in Daredevil was the last episode.
When he gets his suit.
Yeah. Spoilers. You just love spoiling things for people. Jesus.
Sorry, guys.
Ben hasn't even seen it yet.
I
Now
know.
you don't even want to watch it.
I didn't even know he was half dead fighting someone.
That's early on in the show still.
Alright.
It's still worth the watch.
No, it's still, yeah. You gotta watch it.
Alright.
Daredevil. Go watch it.
We
Right now.
started Jessica Jones. not
I
too
didn't
long
like
Isn't
ago.
it slow?
I didn't like it.
Isn't it
I-
slow?
I'm
It's
hardly
slow.
paying attention to
It's
the
slow with
a
first
bunch
of
4 or
sex.
5
It
episodes.
doesn't get good until Purple Man reveals himself,
How you
really.
gotta say that? I don't even know.
Because they don't even use that for his name. I just looked up what the guy was supposed to be and like, oh, this guy's supposed to be Purple Man, okay. But that's not his actual name in the show.
Alright. Get off these spoilers. Titanfall, the next Titanfall game is looking fantastic. EA CEO says.
Oh, yeah.
I like
And
the first one a lot.
Yeah, the first one was pretty good. And Mass Effect, the next one, they got a couple, that and Titanfall, and there's like the new Battlefield game. They got like a narrow release date.
Mm-hmm.
They're all supposed to be released before March 2017.
Wow.
All of them are supposed to be. Whatever ones get pushed back or whatever, but maybe Titanfall next March.
It's crazy.
You can see maybe
It's short notice. How long have you been working on it?
It came out in 2013.
So what?
Because it came out, it was like a new game with the Xbox One, right? It was like one of the newer games that came out with the Xbox One. Maybe 2014, but still 2 years. So.
Well, I guess if you get it for Xbox One, I'll get it too. So
I mean, I have the first one for the Xbox One.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm talking about number 2.
Well, why don't you get this one?
The first one
It's on my to-get list.
It's like $11.
I know.
I got it for free.
I could go out and buy it right now. I got paid today. I could go get it.
Go get it.
I could. I'm too busy playing other games right now.
I thought that game would be way more popular.
It was, and then it just because it had no story or anything to it, it was just whatever, which I don't get because nobody plays the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
No one plays Call of Duty story ever.
Well, sometimes.
Sometimes, but you tell people and they're just like, yeah, I played it. What's it about? I don't know. I just played it.
I think
I'm like, what?
I think that works for Call of Duty because Call of Duty at least had story. It's had a lineage, you know. Whereas if you just bring out a new game, it's got nothing but online. People are like, I hate this game. I know nothing about it. There's
it was
nothing to be
Evolve.
attached to.
It was like Evolve. Evolve died. Evolve
Brink died.
scored really high on a lot of lists, and it just blew up.
Star Wars Battlefront isn't doing too good either. So.
No, Battlefront sold 13 million.
No, but I'm hearing people aren't liking it now.
Yeah, I mean they're waiting for expansions to come out, and nothing's coming out. So it's just would I get this game? Why? I'm pretty sure the people who are complaining about it are people who put $150 down.
Oh.
That were I want it in the season pass.
No. Yeah.
And then there's nothing there's been one map came out for everybody, and then they released one expansion, maybe.
Season pass means you get passed out till next season. That's what that means. That's
what
new
that
content.
means?
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Is that how Batman worked out for you?
Exactly. I got season pass for Batman. I didn't get shit till next season. What's that say?
What?
That one right there.
This one right here?
Yeah, good.
That's one of our topics of the
that's
show.
one of our topics. Okay.
I put it on here, and then I put it in a different folder because, yeah, you like that one, huh?
I just saw the logo.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that one.
Okay.
The Division gets 3 expansions.
Ooh, cool.
3 paid ones and 1 free one.
1 free one?
Yeah, 1 free one. Which I think is gonna be an update that's gonna improve the game.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes no sense because the game's not even out yet. But whatever. If you got Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Double XP weekend. Is this weekend? I have it. I don't think I'll be playing it though. Alright, that's it.
Cool.
I was looking at some of that stuff and it was just kind of boring compared to what we're going to be talking about.
Alright, I'm excited.
You excited?
Yeah, totally.
So it's going to be our last one though.
Our last one?
Yeah. So
Alright,
first is Pokemon.
We'll talk about whatever we need.
We're going to Pokemon first because it's going to be, I think, in August, 20 years. So this year will be his 20th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're remaking the cards, the first edition in Japan. Pokemon Go is supposed to come out this year. Rumors that there might be a Pokemon Z to go with X and Y. Pokemon commercial. But I want to know, because I'm always curious. And you curious because you keep looking at my paper. Do you think Pokemon Go is going to be good or bad?
It's going to be bad.
Not that the game's going to be bad. Do you think it's going to be bad for practically society?
For society?
Yes. Now this is a game.
I'm confused.
Okay, because this is a game. We're looking at it like Pokemon. When you play Pokemon, you got your handheld. You're just playing Pokemon on your, just in your room on your own time. There's gonna be something where people are gonna be taken outside, getting hit by cars and stuff. Are we gonna hear stories about that at the beginning?
Probably, because social media is stupid. So.
And then there's gonna be something where people are gonna get robbed. Their phones are gonna get robbed or something like
Pokemon.
that.
I could see the robbing happen, but they have plenty of cell phone games that are location based.
Yeah.
Where you're walking around with your GPS scanning locations, so no one's dying from those.
That we know of.
No.
I don't know why it keeps going. No, I don't even know why it keeps flopping down.
I think you just need to move the microphone back a little bit.
It's kind of floppy.
That might work.
I thought that was the microphone.
Yeah, that is the
This
microphone.
one is
That's for the vocal one.
Oh.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
They probably.
But anyways, so go back to, but like, is it gonna be bad for us? Like, is people gonna like they gonna make tournaments where you're like going to people, up to people, and then like you play them, and then it's gonna be like, hey, you know, it was $50 to face me. Like that was the fee. Like we gotta like beat each other, and whoever wins gets all the money. Cause I was thinking, I was like, wouldn't that be pretty cool? But then now I'm like, wouldn't that be kind of scary? You go up to somebody and they're like, hey, you want to battle? And you're like, yeah. Then you gotta exchange money after it. Like if there's like sanctioned ones, I don't think every single time you meet somebody like that will be like that.
Like the way it could be is like it'd be like a little pokey bank. You put money into the funds that you could play with, and then like you battle other people and you can earn other funds. So
I mean, that'd be pretty cool too.
It's not like somebody's just dipping their hand into your bank account and run away. It's like whatever money you put up.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. Not,
transactions.
I don't think it'd be like that either. Like I definitely think it's gonna be exactly how you said. But that's still currency. That's still. What if they're like selling super potions and shit? You gotta buy them.
That's true.
Yeah.
And like, wouldn't like, doesn't that kind of like elapse into like gambling a bit? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Well,
Really
I mean,
bet on games.
you go to tournaments, like you go to like Smash tournaments, or you go to
I'm
like.
just,
Call
you
of
saying
Duty
somebody out on the street?
Well, I'm saying like it's sanctioned.
Yeah.
Like it's sanctioned. Like what if there's like Pokemon gym leaders? Like
that would be cool.
Like it'd be cool, but like, don't you think that'd be kind of weird? Like people would just be like, oh, I'm just gonna quit everything in life. And I'm gonna just go fight gym leaders around the world.
No, because I don't think the game's gonna be that advanced.
You don't think so?
No, because
we're
I mean,
pretty far from that.
Yeah, like the way
they already got a Pokemon gym in freaking Japan.
The way
when
I
they
see
get
it,
that like hologram technology down.
See,
maybe,
the commercial made it look really cool, but
no, I don't think it'll be like that.
But in reality, it's just gonna be like people are gonna get it, they're gonna be excited for a bit, and then like all it is just gonna be them on their phones.
So you don't think it's gonna be bad for society at all? You think it'll just be another mobile game that comes out and then that's it?
Yeah, I don't think society's gonna crash anytime soon.
Not crash, but I'm saying like you don't see like if they make like tournament like things where you like you can go face like certain people around. Like there's a person in Cleveland that you go face and you can win money if you beat them.
I think it honestly depends how good the game is, because I mean like if it is just like Pokemon, I don't think much is gonna happen out of it. But if it's like something new and innovative, they like then yeah, I think it could probably like cause some accidents, I guess. But
Like I honestly don't think people are gonna be walking the road because you're gonna be looking at it and then like if the game, I think the game they've probably been working on this for a while, and I'm pretty sure they got people who done DPS games before working on this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not gonna be like they're gonna lure you in the street. Like there's gonna be a Charizard in the street and you're like, fuck, I can't get the Charizard because he's in the street. But
well, that's another thing is like, do you have to be in a certain spot? Or like what? Or can't you just stick your Pokemon on it and like the way you see it is like with your phone or something? So
that's my guess is you'll see it with your phone.
Yeah.
But, like I'm only worried about it being too well received and then Pokemon just making the next generation on the cell phone instead on the console.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if the next generation was like this. If it was really
Nintendo
like,
is
good.
starting to dip their stuff into.
That's what I'm saying. Like if it's like really good that like people are like, why would I even battle people like that anymore when I have my phone? And like you do it like that. My thing is it'd be cool to be like that, and then like every so often they release like the second generation, the third generation, the fourth generation, then the fifth generation. And then like there's special events where you can go get Mewtwo, like they showed on the trailer, where you can go to like, or like if it was like every couple of months, Mewtwo was in Cleveland, or
that would be cool.
And
I've seen a lot of things that look interesting or funny on social media, like a kid going to church and then like I know what you're here for, so and then he battles the Pope or something for like some Pokemon or that God Pokemon or whatever. And then like there was another one where it was just like a friend invited another friend to a concert. He's like, oh yeah, hey thanks man, I really enjoyed coming here. It'd be great. And then it'll be like, oh yeah, no problem, dude. I'm glad you came along. And then like the music starts and then like, oh my god, I knew it, those bastards. And then the friend's really confused because everybody, what's going on, man? It's like, they did it. They really did it. Those clever bastards. They put it. They like that melody Pokemon that's all about music. That's like really Meloetta, yeah. And then it's Meloetta's there at the concert because it's music based. So I was just like, oh yeah, if they actually decide to put clever Pokemon in clever areas, then yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But if it's just like random, not worth it.
And then like here's another thing I'm thinking of. Like, okay, so what if the biggest thing in Pokemon to catch is a different colored Pokemon?
A shiny.
And what if it's like you get a phone alert? So like this is where I see it being a downfall.
Yeah.
And where it could be like a good thing. Like what if you're at work and you can't go, and then people just get like really discouraged after that. Like, oh, I'm never gonna catch this stuff because I'm not a 15-year-old kid that's in school that can like freely go out and do stuff. Like
maybe that's where the trading system will come in. Then I guess
who's gonna want to trade that? Like people don't want to trade it now.
Did you play Pokemon X or Y? There's like tons of trading going
because
on.
Because it was easy to get them in that one.
Yeah, well,
but it's not gonna be easy to get them in this one.
How do you know?
Because there's only 150 Pokemon, and in the original games it was like 1 out of every 1,500 Pokemon cartridges that you got like a rare one. There's only 150. They're not going to have a shit ton of shinies out there.
Well, then maybe they won't have shinies.
I bet they'll still use the same like math equation.
You know, I'm sure they still will. Like, you know,
it's just I bet people aren't encountering like 30 in an hour.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could still be good.
Yeah, but I'm saying like wouldn't that take away from some people? Like
I don't know. Maybe
I can't go catch this Charizard that's black because I'm at work or whatever.
They could make them like Pokemon event exclusive is how you get shinies only. Like
could be a way.
That would be kind of that wouldn't be. I don't think that'd be as exciting as if you just ran into one, especially like if they don't do alerts and I just run into like a black Charizard or I run into something that like shiny, like that'd be cool. But if I know 100% they're gonna be like, hey, there's been a rare Pokemon sighted in your area. Why don't you go to this location to see if you can find it? And then you're going to go there and it's going to be like a red Gyarados.
Well, my guess is like everyone will be able to run into it for like 24 hours though. Like it'll probably be like a big
could be it could be a time thing.
Maybe
they'll like produce Lucky Charm things like the Amiibos did, and you just plug it into your phone. It's like a little USB, and it increases the odds of a shiny.
Not that I don't want the game to be good, or that I don't want it to be, you know, something amazing, because I'm definitely super excited for this. Like, I'm waiting for them to be like, hey, it drops today. Go download it. And everybody's just like, your phone crashes because you can't download it. That's what's going to happen. And everybody's going to be like, oh, you downloaded it today? Then you're going to go download it and it's going to be like, iOS store isn't working or Google Play store is not working. And you're just like,
I'm going to wait. This is usually the beginning of an anime where everybody gets trapped in the video game world and they might die.
I don't think it'll be that serious.
I mean, the only thing I'm really worried about is like them not giving you enough Pokeballs over a period of time and like giving you a microtransaction.
I think that's how it's gonna be because they already said that the game's free, and the only thing you have to buy is that watch. Like it's like a Pokemon watch that looks like a teardrop kind of. That's like they didn't put a price on that. I would assume it's like $20 if it's probably high tech with some GPS.
What's the watch for?
It's just to play with.
I think you hold your Pokemon in there, and it like probably calculates how many Pokemon you have in there and shit like that.
It's weird.
Yeah, it kind of makes it just your phone.
I mean, I won't wear it on my wrist. So I'll definitely have that shit in my pocket. Like, I love Pokemon, and I'll freely tell anybody I love Pokemon. I don't care who it is, but I don't think that will go with all my outfits. Like, I'll definitely have it on like a backpack or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be in my backpack. I'll be looking like Ash, like pulling out my backpack. Like, go get that mama sucker. Like, you guys have any big questions about the game? Like, is there anything, like, you want to know? Not that I can tell you, but, like, that you want to know. Like, how do you think the battle system is going to work? How do you think it's going to look? How do you think it's going to, like, how do you think trading is going to be? Do you think, like, it's going to tell you when you buy somebody if they have Pokemon? We can text between each other, but is the iOS store going to read, like, what's going on, like, somebody else's phone or whatnot? Like...
Well, I think on the consoles they have like sort of like a browse through what people have offered, and then they have what they want listed for what they're trading.
Yeah.
And for a cell phone, like having just a little chat option with that kind of list would make trading super nice.
No wonder trades. Hope they don't do that on there.
Yeah.
People got a lot of good stuff through Wonder Trades.
My thing is like with 150 Pokemon. 151, you assume, because they showed Mewtwo. Like, I feel like millions of people are gonna play this, and I'm the type of person that I like to have just like unique stuff, and I wish they would do like the first 2 generations at least.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because I mean, like, think about it. Pokemon's big, But like, not everybody plays fucking Pokemon, and even some people are like, "You play Pokemon? I don't even like know you anymore." Like some people are like that. I've never ran into any, but I know they're like that.
But
so it's just like I don't think everybody's gonna play Pokemon.
I mean, but I think a lot of people will though. I think more than you think. Like
especially if it's free.
Here's the thing: it's free.
That makes the entry.
Yeah.
To it way easier.
Yeah, it's free. 2, it's the first generation, which is practically the most loved generation.
Yeah.
It's 20 years, so people who are like 40 that were like playing that when they were like, 20, and they're like, oh, Pokemon, they were a nerd then, and now maybe they're like, they got out of it a little bit, but they're like, oh, this is easy, I can just pick Pokemon back up.
But
like, what about those people?
But like, why would they pick Pokemon back up if they're 40 and working, and they're like, no,
because
I don't have time for Pokemon.
Because maybe
anymore.
They used to be a nerd, and they don't have time to like.
So why do you think they're gonna have time for this game, Omar? That's
because
what I'm saying.
it's just like in your pocket. You always have your cell phone.
Yeah, it's just like imagine everyone who played Farmville actually having some pop culture reference people care about in their Facebook game now. They could. You
just walk around. You're just like, oh, there's a Pokemon here, and then they'll just be like, oh, let me catch this Pokemon real quick, and then put it in their pocket. Never think anything about it.
I think this is gonna be so connected and so it's gonna work well. I just don't see that. I just see so many. I see so many faults happening. Like
what?
I feel like we as the people kind of just like amped up what the quality of this is gonna be. And like we're expecting so much into the like all the functionality that it can have when Nintendo's gonna be like, no, this is it, and this is all you can do. Sorry, that's all we got. Like I don't think it's gonna work as great as you guys think it's gonna work.
But also like no game is released complete anymore. So like they'll have updates and they'll get a lot of feedback once it's released.
I mean, they already had a beta out for it. There was already people.
But I mean, are they going to do anything with that information?
But like, what are you
Not
like?
A lot of companies
they
do.
Listen to
Nintendo
people wanting cloud.
Oh,
and they made that happen.
like, what are you like? You're saying it's not going to be connected, but like, I'm sure they looked at it. All right, Japan mobile gaming is higher than anything else.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it could work well in Japan, but not here in America.
Well, why not? I mean, Pokemon came over here.
Because we're way bigger than Japan, and half the time we can't even get bars anywhere.
Yeah, Japan does have the whole like free Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
I mean they do, but like
we're still working on our Google Firm Plus wire thing. So I mean,
yeah, we need free internet.
And we do need free internet. We need free internet.
But I mean, people download tons of games over here. That doesn't stop them from downloading games here.
But what I'm saying though is with the lack of connectivity and like how much everybody's like, anticipating the game, like thinking, oh, it's gonna be this, this, and this, but it's not. Like that's what I'm saying where it could go wrong. Where
I mean, I see what you're saying, but like everything that they've described already is exactly more than what I wanted. Like trading.
But here's the thing: if it is connectivity, Nintendo can't really do much shit about that. That'd be your network, like AT&T or Sprint or something like that.
But that watch could be like actually like a satellite watch or something. You never know.
That'd be fucking crazy.
Yeah, that would solve the data problem.
I mean, that'd be like
more than $20.
Yeah, way more.
Probably be like 60, like a full release game.
Probably more than that.
But I mean, if it could be an amplifier, that could work then.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
I mean, there's a ton of people playing Pokemon on 3D. That's not always connected to the internet.
Yeah, but they're by Wi-Fi or they're on Wi-Fi. It's got its own coverage network, and then. Yeah,
but you don't need to have Wi-Fi to text somebody. What if you text somebody?
You need bars.
You probably
need bars, but I mean, you act like we don't have bars. I got bars right now. You act like where you going that you ain't gonna have no bars?
I'm saying, like, dude, back in my parents' place, Doug and everybody else was always complaining because they lived at the bottom of a hill.
Well,
they never had any bars on
They ain't catching no damn Pokemon at their parents' house.
There probably aren't gonna be like any Pokemon in the woods or any Pokemon.
No, it's gonna be like
just
high
all city.
Yeah, it's gonna be like cities and like go right outside, and it's gonna be like, oh, there's one over here. Like anywhere there's a Wi-Fi connection, which is practically every store. My store has Wi-Fi, and I'm a cook. We don't need Wi-Fi. What do we need Wi-Fi?
Not everybody.
All the McDonald's have Wi-Fi.
Not everybody's Wi-Fi is like open to everybody.
All McDonald's Wi-Fi's are.
Well,
IHOP,
is there
Waffle House,
everywhere?
Denny's. There is a lot of McDonald's everywhere.
Okay, but they don't make
Taco
like super
Bell.
wide Wi-Fi ranges for you.
But if you're a young kid and you just going in to eat, like you got Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
go to McDonald's. You got Wi-Fi.
Most you find at a McDonald's, like you guys are saying, is probably like a muck or something like that, working in Grammy Foods or something like that.
I mean, that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You're making the same game sound like amazing. Like if I go to McDonald's and they're like, "There's a muck in the fryer," I'm like, "What?" That'd be sweet. Like, what if there's like exclusive Pokemon that you can only get at like McDonald's?
That's another thing. What I'm saying though is like, what if like you guys are thinking like exclusive areas for Pokemon? That could not be the case. Like,
yeah, it could be like a time-based cycle. Like,
I mean,
this hour, this day.
Yeah, I mean, like they showed even in the trailer, which you're right. I mean, it can change, but in the trailer they showed Mewtwo, and it was like fight Mewtwo and capture him in like 10 minutes.
And that's another thing that I want to know is like, how are they doing that? How are they making the Pokemon show up at this area? That doesn't make sense to me.
Wi-Fi.
I don't know.
I mean, they did it in Times Square, so it's like.
Well, what they could do like what they did with the Pokemon Shuffle type thing, where it's just like. Or not Pokemon Shuffle. That's a bad example. But like I'm trying to remember the game. Like how they had the Nintendo cards that sit on the table, and it was like wherever you were, they made it fit on whatever surrounding you're at. So it might be like, oh, click on Jigglypuff right now, and the room you're sitting in it appears in. So you don't have to really travel, but it's still in the real world.
And I'm sure when the game first comes out, they're gonna be like, as long as you're in a well-populated area, there'll be a Pokemon there. I know you live in the sticks.
The rule?
I know you live in the sticks.
Sticks, what are they gonna get?
I mean, if there's a tower close to you, like, you got bars at your house?
Yeah.
Can you text your house?
Yeah, at my house, yeah.
There might be a Pokemon right outside your house.
No, yeah, maybe, but if I'm in the sticks, I better be finding like Ponyta or some other, like Tauros or something like that, that's in the sticks type animal.
I mean, Pikachu's are in the sticks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Weebles and stuff.
You're
not gonna find water type
Pokemon gonna be in specific areas?
Probably. Like
how? It doesn't make sense.
I mean, I still get bars at the beach.
I don't get it, man.
I don't know if the specific area thing is gonna happen.
Maybe not.
I think it might be more like a event.
But from what we've seen, it's been all city. Like the whole entire thing was like city.
That's another thing though. Is like if we're from this area and Mewtwo's in Cleveland, are we gonna have to drive all the way out to Cleveland just to go get Mewtwo?
Yeah, that would be nuts.
I mean, you have to drive to your local GameStop to go do certain things sometimes, and tournaments are out there. So what if it's like we have a Pokemon tournament in Cleveland, but if you go in Cleveland, there's also like a chance you can catch like a Mewtwo. Or
that'd
like,
be cool.
Like I don't think it's just gonna be like randomly like on a Tuesday afternoon they're gonna be like, hey, there's a Mewtwo in Cleveland. Go to Cleveland right now. It's not gonna be like that. It's definitely gonna be like, hey, there's a Mewtwo like in Cleveland
on like Memorial Day or some day people are off.
Like they're off and they can go somewhere.
I'm just skeptical, you guys. I really am. I don't know how it's gonna be, but I can hope that it's gonna be good. But
I mean, I'm hoping for the best. I'm not hoping for the worst like you.
I just know social media ruins lots of things, and
I don't think it's gonna be
escalated this game really high with really good expectations. And if I know Nintendo, sometimes they don't meet those expectations so much. Sometimes they don't. But...
Well, like a free game, your expectations aren't like, oh, this has to be $60 worth of entertainment. It's just, oh, this has to be as good as Candy Crush or better. So you're comparing it to like.
Well, if that's the case, then it might not be as popular as you guys think if it's a free game.
Why not?
Candy Crush has commercials all over the place for it. Like it's got to be.
They just sold Candy Crush to Activision for $5.9 billion.
Oh, there you go.
Come on, James. Yeah. We talked about this on the show. Anyways, that's enough of the Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I guess so.
Next question I want to know about Pokemon. Do you think they're going to do anything crazy this year for the 20th anniversary? A special game?
Isn't that what the Super Bowl is about? Is their 20th anniversary?
Yeah.
So is that when they would reveal said crazy thing?
Maybe, but I want to know, what do you think? What do you think it could be?
Japan exclusive. They're having like the new 3DS with a Pokemon Blue skin and a Pokemon Red skin.
That's another thing.
Package.
The original games are being remade.
Not like bringing that over here, I think.
They're bringing the remakes over, but not the special edition 3DS.
Yeah. No, because I could order on GameStop, and they had some kind of Pokemon deal going on, so I was like...
It might be like...
I thought the Pokemon Yellow one was gonna
be... It had Charizard and Blastoise on the cover, so I mean...
Oh. So maybe there's just like one in Japan. I know Japan will get something over us. I mean, they're already getting the trading cards remastered.
They always do.
But, I think that might get announced over here eventually. It's usually like 3 to 6 months later.
You think anybody will buy those though? Yeah. Other than like hardcore Pokemon fans?
I mean, if the cards are exactly the same, then it'll make everyone who wanted a first edition Charizard able to just go out and pay $80 compared to like 1,000 or whatever, you know.
I had one. I'm very sad. And it was a misprint.
Oh.
It'd have been like $2,000 right now. It had like the number 4, as it was a number 4 Pokemon.
Oh, wow.
At the bottom of it. I remember it. Because I was looking at it, I was like...
Just a 4 instead of a star? Or...
No, like, you know how, like, on the old cards it would tell you what number Pokemon that was in the chain of order?
Yeah.
Like, it would be like, Bulbasaur was 1, and then, like, Ivysaur was 2, and then Venusaur was 3. Then I think it goes to, like, Squirtle or something like that.
Oh, okay.
As number 4 Pokemon.
Okay.
So he's, like, Charizard is 9. He was a number 9 Pokemon,
okay.
and he was listed as number 4.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh!
That is a good one.
So much money, and I don't know what my sister did to it.
It's probably in your closet.
No, I wish. Shit!
It's probably just...
Anyway, so nothing, you guys don't think
She
anything...
sold it for the $2,000.
Nothing special? You guys don't think anything special?
Pokken.
I mean, because the games
are
are
gonna have
cool,
a lot of stuff getting announced for it.
I mean, but that's not like a surprise. Like, I'm saying like a surprise that we don't know about. Like, we know about Pokken. We know about the remakes for the 3 that are going to be on the 3DS with wireless compatibility. We know about Pokemon Go. We know about the trading cards. Like,
There's
possibility of Pokemon Z, but I don't think that's like going to be
The only
anything
thing
special.
left that you could keep a secret is probably a movie. That's what I'd say.
A movie, or maybe like, hey, the NX is going to have an MMO. Cause that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they do that.
Nintendo will never have an MMO
Like, what if
Pokemon?
But what if they do? Like, what if the NX? What if they
won't.
listen? You're not listening. What if NX comes out and they're like, all right, your NX, which is they already said is compatible with like a bunch of different things, not just anything. They said like it can even connect to like a PS4.
Yeah.
So what if it can connect to your phone, and all the Pokemon that you catch out in the real world, you take it and you put it in the game that they make for the NX.
And that would be like your Pokebank.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be sick. If
Wouldn't
they
that be
connected
sick?
Pokemon Go and the NX, but like had a whole...
Why you just doubting everything? You should be a hopeful. What were we talking about, like Assassin's Creed?
These are
right
great
now?
ideas, Omar. These are wonderful ideas.
I didn't say
Yeah.
that they out.
But
they're
Nintendo
true.
has
That'd
just
be awesome.
ruined things so much for me that I just can't expect a lot from them anymore. I just can't. I don't want my heart broken, Omar. Stop giving all these good ideas.
Well, they got a petition going around for Danny DeVito to be hired to be...
I heard about that. I thought that was so
Voice.
funny.
Yeah, that'd be good.
What is that from? The little Detective Pikachu?
I'm taking a guess that it's Pokken, but I didn't really...
Yeah, because
No
like I was
game.
like looking at it, I'm like, what is this from? Why is this a
Maybe
craze
it's-
right now?
Maybe they're gonna make like one of those mystery dungeon ones again. Or maybe he's like something like in that, since those are like kind of.
But instead of Mystery Dungeon, it's Detective City.
Or what if they make Hey You Pikachu 2 and he's a detective in the whole entire game and he's figuring out clues for you and stuff like that. And you're like, Pikachu, go over there and figure this out. And he's like, Pika Pika. And he finds something, he picks it up, and he's like got a magnifying glass. He's like, Pika.
Yeah, and then Danny DeVito's the voice in his head. It's just like Pika. Pika.
All right, let's move on. So James,
Yes.
we talked about this on the predictions, and you said that you think comic books are gonna be amazing this year, movies,
Yeah.
and that you don't see any sight of them falling
No,
like I do.
not at all.
So, I want to know, even though we know your answer, do you ever think they're gonna fall? Do you think these movies are ever just gonna be like there might be another like 10 years where we don't have any at all because they're just horrible?
Well, Sony's Fantastic Four completely sucked. I don't know. There were a lot
It's
of bad...
Fox's,
or
not-
Fox's?
not Sony's.
Fox?
Yeah, Fox.
Well, a lot of the movies that aren't like Disney Marvel, that are still using Marvel characters, have been kind of bad. Like, even the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was kind of disappointing compared to...
I
That
actually
was
liked
made by Sony.
It was good, but it wasn't
I actually
like
liked it,
as
though.
good as the first one. I don't know.
It wasn't, but I didn't see the problem with it.
Yeah.
What was the? I mean, honestly, like, what were the problems to that movie?
There wasn't much
emo
problem.
Peter Parker.
I mean, he was emo in the first one,
That's what everybody hated, though.
but he was emo in the first
They
one.
didn't like it.
His spoilers.
They didn't like
his
his-
boo boo died.
They didn't like. They didn't like his leather jacket and him going all emo and stuff. They didn't like it.
You sure you're not talking about the
That sounds
the third
like...
one?
That
No,
sounds...
talking about Spider-Man 2, the one with Venom in it.
No, we're
No, we're talking about the Amazing
the one with the
somebody about here about the movies are so great.
Tobey Maguire.
That was the third one.
The newer Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The one where what's her face died?
Yeah, where
after that
Emma
one?
Stone died. No,
okay.
that's.
I'm confused.
Okay, there's 1, 2, and 3, which were Tobey Maguire. First one was Green Goblin. The second one was Doc Ock, and the third one was Sandman / Venom.
Oh, okay.
And the third one,
yeah, Spider-Man 3 was actually bad.
Yeah. And then it was Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, which had the girl from Superbad in it, and then that dude.
One was with the Dr. Lizard guy.
Yeah.
What was 2? What was the villain?
Two was supposed to be.
2 was
just a
green, like kind of Green Goblin
guy.
And Electro.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx played him.
Okay, yeah, I remember Electro. Okay, yeah.
It was pretty good. But it was like they presented some really awesome characters, like, and they were visually appealing, but they didn't do nearly as much. Like the fights weren't as long. They were really interesting, but they weren't as long as you wanted them to be. And like I felt like they presented the fight between that Rhino character and him in the previews as a lot more than it was.
Yeah.
Like I was looking forward to it, and then it was like, oh, it just ends the movie at them hitting.
I mean,
like, I don't know.
With that,
isn't that supposed to be cliffhanger for like the what are they called, the Furious 5?
No.
No. It's like all
Sinister Six.
Sinister 6. Okay, yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
I'm not in the
he says these comic book movies are gonna be amazing, and you don't even know. You don't even know. Marvel's the only one keeping them alive.
I'm not a big Spider-Man fan either. Sorry.
Spider-Man is good though.
Spider-Man's like the best
I can't
one.
deny that. I can't deny that Spider-Man
to
is not good. Like, I say Spider-Man is good. I think he's an interesting character. He's witty and he's funny. But do I take the time to go look at him? No, I don't. Sorry.
Anyways.
We got the beginning of all the stars starting to quit with Hugh Jackman quitting after this next Wolverine movie.
I heard he was quitting. Who else said they were going to quit?
Eventually, I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. is going to be like way too old to be.
Most of them
are.
Most of them are in their 30s, 40s.
I could see like Thor and Captain America not changing the longest, and then like side characters being cool, but like
I think that could still work because sometimes superheroes, like, they'll die and then a new person takes up the mantle as that superhero. So I mean,
it could work. I hope they go for just like a recast and then just with the Hulk, you know, just try and
the new Batman.
Not even act like he's a different.
Well, there's always a new Batman.
I mean, they had 3, and they could have easily just like taken the same one from the trilogy and just put them in the new one, but they decided to go with the new one. So, anyways, so you think they could fall?
I think they don't recast.
Well, that's another thing that happens though with different directors. Different directors will be like, I want this person as this, and like I think that's a whole reason why, like the Dark Knight Batman. What's that actor?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. I think it's the whole reason he didn't get played as Batman was because the director was like, I don't want Christian Bale as Batman. I want this guy instead. So
that'd be a possibility.
I mean, that's what happens when you make movies. So
what movie this year would be the best out of all of them that are coming out?
There's a long list. They're not even all at the top of my head.
So,
like right now, I'm thinking it's Deadpool because he's on the horizon.
Okay,
right now.
Deadpool, Batman vs Superman, Captain America, Thor, Suicide Squad. I think Doctor Strange is coming out this year, and possibly Wonder Woman. And those are like the big marquee ones.
Okay.
X-Men Apocalypse.
That one's coming out as well. The Gambit movie was supposed to come out this year. We'll see if it still makes its deadline.
The best movie of this year?
The best comic book movie this year.
It'll be Suicide Squad.
You think it'll be Suicide Squad?
I think so.
I honestly think if Batman vs Superman is good, then that one just like trumps everything.
You think?
Other than Captain America, because Captain America's second movie was amazing.
Yeah, Captain America was like better than the original Avengers, and the second one.
Yeah,
it was like one of the best. The Winter Soldier.
I will agree that Captain America's movies are pretty awesome. But
he's like that one's literally like everybody's favorite one now. Like Iron Man 1 was like everybody's favorite because it was like the one that changed everything, and then like this one's like everybody's like this one's the best one for sure. Like the fight scenes, the story. They didn't use too much CGI, I felt like.
No, it was a lot of good choreography in it. And like, I don't know.
Captain America's a badass.
You said they're coming out with a new Thor, too?
Yeah. It's going to be Ragnarok, and it's going to have Thor. I mean, not Thor, but the Hulk in it. And there's going to be, like, a tag team buddy, like, flick.
That could be amazing.
It could be, but I've never seen one
Thor
or two.
Dark World was, like, really underrated, in my opinion. Like, that they did so much better than the original Thor in the second one.
Yeah, that's what people are saying, too, that Thor 2 was better than Thor 1.
See, I haven't seen either.
No one went to see it because Thor 1 was, like, not nearly as good. But Thor 2, they had a lot of funny physics with the hammer.
Yeah.
And a lot of, just the humor was right on with the seriousness. And, like, the villain wasn't a weird robot.
One thing
like
about that though was, like, I think the problem with 2 was, like, they made it too quick. Like, I think that was my issue when I watched it. I only saw it once, but when I watched it, I felt like they tried to rush it, and then but other than that, it was still better than 1. So.
Well, that's like 1 almost got oversimplified to the point where it was bad.
Oh yeah.
That's like was the same problem because it's like a dense origin story.
I can see that. Which one do you think falls? Which one do you think is Fantastic
None of
Four?
them's gonna fail.
You don't think any of them Fantastic Four?
Oh, that's not. I don't count that as an actual Marvel movie.
But it's still
that new
Marvel
one,
Universe.
It was good up until they got their superpower.
No, it was terrible the whole way through.
I still haven't seen it because I just heard such bad things about it.
Just turn it off after they get their superpowers.
It was the worst.
Because you know they won't use them.
It was the worst.
Like the whole movie.
Like, I don't know how else Fox could have, like, made a more boring movie with superheroes.
But like you don't think Deadpool could fail? You don't think it's an R-rated movie that kids can't go see?
No,
unless
I
they
think
have a
Deadpool
parent.
will fail because there's tons of people on the internet who love Deadpool. And
There's a ton of people who like love him now.
They can't wait for this movie.
I feel like nobody liked Deadpool. Nobody even knew who Deadpool was.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah, but
put him on the radar pretty hard.
A little bit, but then he was in
All right, then what made Deadpool popular, Omar?
First R-rated Marvel movie.
And he's like popular because he's like the first. I think he's bi or gay or something.
I mean that
hero.
to me that means nothing.
I don't know if he's the first, but he's
the first that they made a like main character movie.
I don't know anything about
cinematic
that.
Universe.
So you don't think there'll be any Fantastic Four this year? Wonder Woman, Doctor Strange.
There can't be Fantastic Four.
Doctor Strange might.
Nobody
be
likes
like
the casting
the first
for that.
Thor, like where it's like such a huge story that they have to oversimplify it, and it turns into him just doing simple stuff like smashing the Rainbow Bridge with his hammer. You know, that was supposed to be a big scene.
What if, like, Captain America ends up being bad for some reason? Like, there's too many characters.
Well, there's a new comic book out right now where it's like all the superheroes become the villains and all the villains become the superheroes.
What if?
I haven't read it, but
what if Batman vs Superman? What if Batman vs Superman is bad like everybody wants it to be for some reason?
Superman
didn't
is
do
casted right though. Like I don't know, I feel like they did the remake right.
I like Man of Steel.
People complained about Man of Steel though.
People are gonna complain about everything.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like Man of Steel didn't get the recognition that it deserved, and I feel like that's what could ruin Batman vs Superman.
But I mean, it's a retold origin story. Too.
Yeah, I mean,
like the
I liked it. I liked it.
I thought it was really good. I thought the action scenes were really good.
They gave you like the whole inside scoop on him, how he had to adjust with his powers more than any other Superman rendition.
The one thing I did not like about the movie was pretty much the beginning.
Really?
Where's the kid?
Well, I didn't like how
I felt like they rushed it. Like
his dad just like killed himself for no reason.
Yeah, I hated that. I was just like, why did you pull an Uncle Ben? That doesn't make any sense.
It wasn't
even
happened. Uncle Ben. It was I'm literally gonna walk out into a storm and act like you couldn't do anything.
Yeah, like
even though like a real person could have like maybe tried.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
I don't know. Like I've seen Smallville, and it'd just been cool if they spent like maybe the first half hour like really going into detail for that beginning part, like him learning his powers a little bit more, and like I felt like it was like the Kryptonians like doing bad, and then like him coming down, and then like that whole entire scene, and then like he just Superman out of nowhere. Like they didn't really explain like him like in the first Batman, like what was it? What was the first Batman?
The Dark.
Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Batman Begins. He was like, you know, they show like the parents dying and all that stuff. He leaves, comes back, and then he's like, there's like that montage of him like doing his suit and getting all his technology and stuff like that. And I felt like this one he was just like I got a suit. Don't know. Nobody knows how I got my suit. Don't know what my suit's made out of or whatever. Blah blah blah. Like
no. Didn't a Man of Steel? He like discovered his real dad's like Antarctic lair.
Yeah,
but that was it. Like it was just like that was just it though.
But like I don't know, the whole running and jumping through the field until you jump so high you fly and stuff. Like I feel like they did it well. Like they did everything in that one that hasn't been done.
Yeah.
Before, like they made him take off like a jet or something. They made the whole focus be on like his journey to Earth as a baby.
Yeah.
You know, that's not usually the focus. It's usually found a baby.
Yeah. I do agree with you on that. I just felt like there was a certain point where they kind of rushed it.
I think my only beef with that movie, honestly, was that he killed the guy in the end. And I was just like, that's not what Superman does. What the hell?
I don't know. I kind of like the whole gritty takes on stuff.
See, that's what some people were like. They were like, oh yeah, I like Dark World Superman. He's cool. He actually kills people. And other people are like, no, man, Superman's not supposed to kill anybody. And I get that, like, this is his first, like, this was his origin, where, like, he makes mistakes. He's not so good at being a superhero just yet, you know? Still trying to practice his power. So maybe he, like, I get that year one Superman could be like, I don't know how to handle this guy. I'm just going to have to kill him even though I don't want to. Whereas, like, a more futuristic Superman would have been like, yeah, dude, I'm just gonna like fry your brain that like takes away your superpowers or something, and then no more.
Well, like here's the thing about Zod. In like the other stuff, he had to kill him like with like not kill him, but he had to do like special stuff to get rid of him, and like get him out of. Like,
that's where that whole prison thing is from. Yeah.
I think they felt like that was too cheesy, and they might as well just kill this character off because they don't. Here's the thing about movies from comics and even TV shows. There's only going to be 3, maybe 4 movies. What's the point of him doing something to this character that, like, he's just going to disappear anyway? He's just going to be gone. Why not just kill him? Second, people complain that the buildings, like, he was running and they were shooting and they were, like, destroying buildings that probably had hundreds, thousands of people in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They were probably evacuated.
That's a thing in Batman though. It's like you're an alien and your destruction has killed people, and that's why Batman's pissed at Superman.
I don't think he's pissed at Superman.
That's one of the things they bring up is the death ratio that Superman did in his battle. That's one of the high points in the movie.
But here's my thing is,
wow,
I'm sure people in the comics die. They just don't make a point to it. They're not like, oh, Superman's battle caused X amount of deaths. They're just like, oh, Superman saved the day, yay! Like he's getting tossed into buildings and thrown around, and he's using his like heat ray, and there's like enemies that are like doing whatever they want to like certain people. Like he can't control what his enemies are doing. He can fight them off as good as he can, but he's not gonna be able to stop them from destroying a building. Like people die in the cartoon shows, people die in the comics.
Yeah.
So like for people to complain that like thousands of people die, like. Who cares? Like, 3 Kryptonians come down here.
They bring that up in Avengers, though. Like, a lot of characters, when talking to the other superheroes, are like, yeah, when all you supers came around, you know, all my like loved ones fucking died, and it's all your fault. And that's a point that they bring up that like they don't really bring into the movies because it's just like nobody wants to talk about that. Yeah. Like, oh, you saved the day, great job, but you kind of killed like 500 people plus. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, so like the people who are like butthurt about that, I'm just like, that's just what it's gonna be, and this is real life. This is not a comic where a building's destroyed and then the next day it's back up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even though you assume it's like, you know, a couple months and then the building's back up, but like that's just like how real life works. There's people working in that building. They don't know that there's an alien invasion attack that's going on. Superman comes flying through their building because he gets tossed by Zod, and then he's got to stop Zod, so he like pulls his mask off, and then Zod like, oh, I can't control my shit because it's Earth like atmosphere, and then he blows up the whole building. That's what's gonna happen, and you can't be like, oh, that building was completely empty. No, that building has people in it. People are still working. This is just a regular day.
Well, that's probably why the whole storyline of people getting mad at Superman and turning on him was reasonable. Because Zod wouldn't even be there.
Yeah.
If Superman wasn't.
But that's like, there's been like things like in Smallville. There's a part in I want to say like season 5 where
I'm only in season 2.
Wow.
No, you can talk about it. It's an old show.
Well, like Clark he's in like these ruins. He finds ruins by his house, and like he walks in there, and there's a tale of a great like god coming from the sky, and then like he befriends somebody on like the planet, and then like he has to stop the bad guy, which is supposed to be the guy that he befriends on the planet. So it explains their relationship. Like he's come from a different planet, but he's made friends with Lex Luthor, who's presumed to be a bad guy. So like at the end of the episode, Lex comes in there and he's like, I'm gonna butcher it really bad, but he's like, don't you think that the guy that was on the Earth or on the planet isn't the bad guy, that it's the God, and that he's trying to stop that guy from being the bad guy, but nobody sees that because of whatever. But it's like this long speech that he gives them, and like it makes sense. Like Superman could be the bad guy, but nobody sees that because he's saving people, and this guy's just trying to kill this guy and doing any means necessary to kill him.
What's the thing about Lex Luthor's character though is that like he's like, I hate you, Superman, because you're not human, but like humans are the ultimate race, and I can prove that humans are the ultimate race by having my genius intellect and physical prowess to like overpower yours. And that's what his whole thing is. Like, I just want to beat Superman to prove that humans are awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking how scary it'd be to have like a god level humanoid thing just could end the world at any time.
Exactly.
And that's
hypnotized.
That's one of the things that they like freak out about in the comic books for Superman.
But like, so back to the point, like people who are complaining about this movie, I don't know what their complaints about. And actually, there was an actual article that I had on here that said why Man of Steel was actually a great movie and why people shouldn't complain about it.
And it was better than Superman Returns.
It was better than any Superman movie, and I think it was probably up there in like the DC era. Like, I mean, it's definitely.
I put it up there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely everybody's gonna say all the Batman movies are the best because everybody's
like the Dark Knight was the best, and then like, but I'd say 1 and 3, it was up there with those for sure.
Yeah, and I think it was up there with 1. I think 3 was really good too.
1 is probably the weakest, but
well, I mean, but 1 is.
Then it goes.
I think 1 is really underrated. Actually, I think people underrate that 1 completely because of 2. Like, I think a lot of people didn't like 1, and then 2 came out, and they're like, these are some good movies, and then they started to like all of the movies.
2 also gave you enough that like ridiculous Batman voice didn't bother you as much.
Yeah.
Like in the first one, they didn't give you like all sorts of like great Joker lines. Like Joker, his voice was perfect. You know, they nailed that character.
Plus
but that dumb, deep voice that Batman used in the first one, it's like he felt like just some weird rebellious teenager or an adult trying to be cool.
My brother was
or something.
complaining about when he first saw the movie. He's like, I don't like his Batman voice. Like, he plays a great Bruce Wayne, but I don't like his Batman voice. Like, Batman voice isn't supposed to be like all deep and stuff. It's just supposed to be like menacing and like threatening, but still strict. Like, I hold power. You know?
It sounded like he just shouted all day.
I mean,
he just had a dead voice.
To me, that doesn't make a movie bad.
I mean,
doesn't even take away from the movie.
Some people complained about it, but I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. People want to complain about everything.
Well.
So they're like, oh, this movie's terrible because he doesn't sound like a Batman. And I'm like, but he's playing Batman perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure if he sounded that bad, the director wouldn't have went with it. Like, if it was that bad.
I mean, he was, like, so good as Bruce Wayne.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
His Batman was okay, it was going to pass.
So maybe the thing they should do with Batman is they should
different guy in the suit.
Exactly.
Different guy as Bruce Wayne.
But that's a thing you could do, which I don't see why no director would bother to do. Like, obviously, some people would be better at playing Bruce Wayne, but some people would probably be better playing Batman.
Because I think Ben Affleck looks amazing as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
but he's also doing the same voice.
No, Ben Affleck, his chin, he should be Batman. Like, his chin is like so much bigger than a normal human being's. So
I mean, they can find somebody with a chin like that too. But I think he looks like a really great, like, Bruce.
He looks almost like too like a nice father figure type of guy.
I know. He looks suave.
No, like he looks like he's
got like that gray going.
Well, if you think about it, Bruce
he looks
Wayne,
like he could have been
Wayne,
married once. And then
Bruce Wayne is a dad, though. If you think about it, with Robin
he's
and
like a rich like single man being a single man.
But that's what Bruce Wayne
is. I can't see Ben Affleck just being like, "Hey, girl, I'm Bruce Wayne."
I think he's gonna be like, I think when he sees Wonder Woman in the movie, he's like, "Hey, girl, what's good?" Got them long Amazonian legs.
It's not gonna work out like that, I'm afraid.
Alright, so no. Okay, so back to the topic. None of them are falling this year?
No, because now we're going into newer trends.
I think we're about to go
movies.
into like a big, like super amazing time period for superhero movies up until the end of the Infinity Wars. And then after that, when they are doing like a phase that they haven't even planned, is when it might go bad.
Alright.
That's what I'm...
What movie will be the surprise movie this year?
The surprise.
What will be the Ant-Man of this year? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Good movie this year.
Just Marvel or just Super?
Cyborg. No, okay.
Did he come out this year?
I think
Not this year. I think he's like 2018 or 17.
X-Men Apocalypse is probably going to be really good because Days of Future Past was
Still haven't seen that one. I'm behind on
like that
superhero
one?
movies.
Well, Quicksilver was done better than he was in Disney Marvel's universe, you know? Like, they have a lot of characters and they're just done really well. And the story wasn't just complete trash.
Well,
Just
the
to
story
show
in
off
itself in the original
superheroes.
comic book, what I heard is that it's supposed to be Kitty, the girl who goes through shit. She's the one who's supposed to go back in time, not Wolverine. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
No, it's true, but it's a very small detail that they can just change. Like, she doesn't go back, but the most popular character in the comics and in cinema
What I don't
goes
get
back.
is, like, why not just send them both back? Why couldn't you done that?
Because Kitty is not a very popular character at all in the cinema world.
It seems like they also, like, just have Wolverine all over everything.
Yeah.
Just because Hugh Jackman's, like...
I mean, it worked.
So
Did it not work? I haven't seen the movie, but did it work?
Some people complained about the movie. And
Some people are going to complain about everything. We just talked about this.
Yeah, I can't complain about that. That was a surprise.
They're going to be like, oh, it's not true to the comics. Did it work? Did you notice? Was it that horrible? Was it like, oh, Kitty's not there. This is stupid. No, it was like, oh,
Anyone
this
who
is...
says that has to hate Iron Man, like in the cinematic universe. If they just hate stuff that doesn't stick with the comics.
Yeah,
because Iron Man just destroyed characters. And just did terrible jobs with the villain.
Yeah, I can't even name a single Iron Man character. Like a villain character.
The Mandarin is some exploding, glowing guy that makes people explode and glow. And then Super Pepper, I don't know where she came from. Like just glowing arm, you know, I don't know. Pepper, and then she was gone. I don't know. That was Iron Man 3-7.
But yeah, so X-Men is your surprise one?
I think X-Men, or like so much could go wrong with Doctor Strange that if they pull it off, that one might be seen as better.
Yeah, Doctor Strange kind of shot in the dark for me, so I'm feeling Doctor Strange will be the surprise.
I'm going Batman vs Superman.
Can you hear that's gonna be the surprise?
I don't think that's gonna be a surprise.
So many people are
so
amped
good.
for
No,
movie.
a lot of people want the movie to be good, but I feel like a lot of people expect it to be bad. A lot of people are going in there with the knowledge that it's just like gonna be it's gonna be the Star Wars Force Awakens of this, like that, of like superhero stuff. Like everybody was like, all right, the prequels are horrible. We didn't like those, and we're very skeptical about these. Like people were excited about like Force Awakens and wanted to go see that really bad, but then like when it came out, people were like, this is actually really good. Like this is A New Hope retold again.
Yeah, but yeah, like I was
so like I think Batman vs
surprised by that.
I mean, I felt like a lot of people were like afraid of it more than like, you know, like surprised. Like, but that's what I feel like people are gonna be surprised that it's actually a good movie and not bad like a lot of people think it's gonna be. Like they're gonna be like, okay, the fight between Batman vs Superman was pretty good.
That better be like an hour long too.
Doomsday.
I think they have multiple fights.
Yeah, Doomsday like coming in is pretty cool. Wonder Woman is pretty cool, and then like Lex Luthor's pretty cool, and I think people are gonna be like, okay.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I don't think that's why I don't think this movie is gonna be bad, because like any good origin superhero story, this is pretty much the origin of Justice League right here. So I mean, not only that, they're pretty much retelling the famous comic book stories of when Batman and Superman first meet, which they've retold numerous times and always do good. So
always do good, but this is a movie where easily, if we were being realistically, Superman and Batman don't know anything about each other. Like Batman later on can kill all the heroes or like can stop them, but he doesn't know about kryptonite. He doesn't know about any of that stuff. Nobody knows that he's like gets hurt by kryptonite.
Do you know that though? Because what if Batman does know all that stuff?
Nobody knows that in the movies. Lex Luthor probably knows that by now. Or you would assume that he knows it because he has that green
another thing
rock.
is like I don't know how far of a time gap this is from the first Superman to this newer Superman. So for all we know, we could be, or how old Batman actually is when he first meets Superman.
If Batman's like 50 in this movie, Ben Affleck's not a bad casting call for Bruce Wayne.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's after the events of Superman because that's what they're complaining about when they first meet each other.
Oh yeah,
So I could see
it's
it being
definitely
recent.
after. It's the sequel to Man of Steel.
But what I'm saying though is like, even though they're first meeting each other, you could still be using a more experienced Batman who does know his shit.
No. I mean, he could probably put up a fight against him with like his knowledge, but he's not going to know how to stop him. There's already cutscenes
That's
in
the whole thing of do you bleed, and they're gonna fight and find out.
and he doesn't know because he doesn't know that he has a weakness or anything. Like he doesn't know anything about him. That's why he says, "Do you bleed?" Because he knows nothing about Superman.
Yeah, I know. That's why he's coming in full armor. He's like fighting for the shit.
Which
I'm
means
pretty sure Batman's just gonna get his ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
like,
that's what everybody's saying. So
like he needs to lose this fight. He needs to lose this fight for this movie to be good.
Well, yeah, and Superman I don't think will just go killing a human on purpose.
No. He's not going to kill him.
Like, the Kryptonian, I could see, like, oh, he's going to relentlessly keep coming back to kill all these innocent people.
Superman's beef.
Him killing a human.
Superman's beef right now is that he sees Batman as just some regular vigilante in Gotham running around, and Superman's like, that's not cool. Can't have you running around my Earth being a vigilante and shit. And Batman's all like, well, I can't have you running around Earth being all fucking godlike and shit. So that's what the whole thing is.
Yeah, but Batman's losing this battle because he knows nothing about him.
Well, I think it's for Justice League to form. Because Batman would, like, probably be alright with killing a godlike guy.
That's what. If you ever played the game Injustice, did you play that one?
Yeah, that's a different storyline. That's not canon.
No, like, but they kind of pulled it into canon. They made comic books for it.
They made comics for it, but it doesn't mean it's canon.
No, but they also base it off like the real relationship of how Superman and Batman feel about each other. Like and that's what I liked about the game itself is that like Batman, if he has to, he will kill, but he just doesn't.
Did you read the comic?
I've read multiple comics.
Did you read?
And I've even read a comic where like Superman was being controlled by Ivy, and like Batman was like, "Yo, if you don't like snap out of it, I'm gonna kill this kid." And Superman's like, "Well, I'm not being brain controlled anymore, thanks."
But I'm saying, did you read the Injustice comic?
No, I didn't read.
Because at the start of that one, they even say that it's an alternate thing. Like, the Joker kills Lois, so he kills the Joker, and then Batman's like, "Whoa, what are you doing? You can't just go around killing all these people."
That's a video game.
No, but it happens in the comic. Like that's exactly how the comic.
No, I saw a comic version online where it wasn't Justice, and Superman was pissed because Joker killed Lois Lane, and then Batman ends up like taking Joker into the Batmobile and he's just snapping his neck. So I was just like, "Whoa, that was brutal."
And then Superman, like, I think he kills like Green Arrow in the comic too.
I don't know.
Like he just goes around
he
just goes around putting like justice down on like everybody, like even heroes. But he's like everybody's afraid of him. Like even Batman is like hiding in the shadows.
Well, that's how the game pretty much goes.
Yeah, trying to stay away from him.
Superman goes pretty much Paloinkers decides to just rule over the world, and superheroes just join up with him because they're afraid of him.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And like my thing is like I just like Batman needs to lose this battle. He can't win this battle whatsoever. He doesn't need to win this battle to still be cool in the eyes of Batman fans, because people know that he beats him later on. But like,
I get what you're saying with that, but knowing this movie and how it'll go, they'll fight. There won't be a winner revealed because Doomsday will step in.
No, yeah,
they gotta work together.
I mean, he obviously says, he's like, "Why are we still fighting?" Superman says that in the trailer. He's like, "Why are we fighting? I can kill you at like any moment." He's like, "I can beat you at any moment now," and like Batman's still fighting him.
Yeah, but then I think that's where Batman walks in, like, then why haven't you killed me? And then he starts figuring out that Superman doesn't want to kill him.
Like I said, the way the movie's going to be is they're going to have that beef. Lex Luthor's going to be like, "Hey, I'm hiring you to, like, stop him because of whatever." Lex Luthor has, like, a fake Superman army that he's, like, posing as, like, a real army. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to happen. And then they're going to have this duke-it-out fight. And then they're going to come to terms that, like, Batman's going to be like, "I can't beat you." And Superman's like, "I don't want to kill you. Like, why are we fighting?" And then Doomsday's gonna come out of nowhere, and like he's gonna be like Lex Luthor's gonna bring Doomsday to kill Superman because he knows that Batman's not gonna do it. Mm-hmm. So then he sends Doomsday, which he's gonna be controlling Doomsday, which he has before.
Do you think that's what the storyline is gonna be?
Yeah, and then they're gonna fight him, and then it's gonna be like 20-minute fight at the end, and then Wonder Woman's gonna come in.
I think Wonder Woman will come in mid-fight.
And then through like No, I don't think she's gonna come in until they start fighting Doomsday, and then like
that's what I meant.
Yeah, and then like at the end, probably like the last 10 minutes of the movie is gonna be like maybe we should start working together, and then that's when Batman's gonna be like, well, I know a guy that like swims around in the sea or something like that, and then like Superman's gonna be like, well, I know this robot. Yeah, he's like, I know this robot guy that like used to be a human and got turned into a robot. Like that's what's gonna happen. Like, and then it's gonna be like Justice League. That would be like Were
you quoting Cyborg for the robot part?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's not a robot. He's cyborg.
But there's a part where he like goes full robot cyborg type thing. Anyways, so NX.
Oh, I guess we're past superheroes now then.
Past superheroes.
Do you have any other things to say about superheroes?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Okay, so there's rumors there's rumors going on about the NX that we all know that it's possibly coming out this year. That there's some stuff that, there's some games being made for it. Is Zelda going to that one instead? What is it going to be? Is it going to be a hybrid? Blah, blah, blah. So, there's reports going out that the NX there's multiple devs working on games for the NX. There's only about 5% working on Wii U games and 2% only working on 3DS games. So, everybody is focused on this NX, which makes me believe even more that it's coming out this year. At the end of this year. 2, one of the supposed rumor devs that are working with them is Namco Bandai, which means I think all the games, like I said before on the show, all the games that were on the Wii U that are like prize gems that they don't want to die on the Wii U will go to the NX, like Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Super Mario Maker, Bayonetta 2, like all these games that are on the Yoshi's Woolly World. Like I think all the 93% of people working on NX that are partnered with Nintendo are probably remastering the games for this better console.
Yeah, I could see.
I like the news that more publishers are working on stuff.
Well, I think it's mostly their devs. I don't think it's like outside party or anything like that. I think it's devs. What I think it is like I said, Namco Bandai is the rumored one that's working with them. They're the one who made Smash Brothers this year, or 2 years ago. So they're porting Smash Brothers, and there was like a picture somebody had, fan art said NX, like Super Smash Brothers NX on the bottom of it. Same picture as the Wii U one, just had NX on it. So like, is there any games that you guys feel like should be on the next one that like maybe didn't get any love because it was on the Wii U? Like Mario Party 10.
No, my party's done.
I was pretty disappointed with 10.
Well, I'm just naming some stuff.
I was done with it at 9, dude.
If they come out with a sequel or a remake of Pikmin, that'd be nice.
I mean, there's Pikmin 3.
Pikmin 3 is the best next-gen game I've played so far.
Just haven't played it. It's on my Wii U, but
so
it's kind of mind-blowing.
Is it good?
It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I actually got it for free when I bought the...
That's what I got it, yeah. I got it for free when I got Wind Waker.
Nah, I got it for free when I got Mario Kart. They had a deal with Mario Kart as well. You get Mario Kart and you got like that, Wind Waker, Mario 3D World. So like there's Mario 3D World and like Super Mario Maker, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Bayonetta 2, I think Yoshi's Woolly World.
Bayonetta 2 will get a remake on NX.
And there was a rumor that that's getting a standalone like disc-based one because the other one came with Bayonetta 1.
It's already out, the standalone disc-based one. It's like $35.99 instead of $60.
This year we have Zelda coming out. We have, well, supposedly Zelda's coming out.
Actual Zelda? Not just remakes of old games?
Zelda Wii U. The Twilight Princess is coming out as well. Star Fox is coming out.
I'm really excited about Star Fox.
I'm not.
You are?
You two are, but I'm not. He's like Nintendo lover though.
I was kind of 50-50 on it because I mean like
you were like 100%.
No, like because it looks cool. Like he said, the graphics are bad. I'm like, what are you talking about? Graphics look great. No, but like the only thing that's like I'm irked about is that weird like Triceratops walking air wing thing. Like
I'm not concerned about
that.
Shit.
I hate that.
I don't know.
I hate that.
Things are just horrendous and terrible.
To me, it just looks awful. I'm just like, if you were gonna build a walker, build a better walker than this weird pterodactyl raptor thing. Because I mean, like, it's just that's my only beef, that I didn't like the look of it.
The only thing that I might not like about it is like Star Fox Assault. they did a lot of like they would have barely any flying through space. And
Yeah, it was mostly
walking.
ground walking stuff.
So as long as they don't
like
make
Star
it
Fox.
too much like walking on the ground, or they have like a campaign that's out of the ship and a campaign that's in the ship.
But I don't think that's going on. I think it's full ship. That's the thing. It's like I don't think it's coming out of the ship.
Full ship would be sick. They could do so much.
I think it is full ship because you have that little robot that you're supposed to use to like go to certain areas. Like, why would they have that if you couldn't get out of your ship? So, I mean, I think it's full ship. Whereas like with Assault, I like that I could like choose to like jump out of my fucking air wing and shoot a rocket launcher at somebody. Like, I thought that was the shit. With Nintendo, could use a little work with a future generation of Star Fox game. But I mean, like, if that's where it's headed, that'd be sweet.
I know a lot of people don't like being out of the ship. Like, that's what made Star Fox. But I'm like,
I like them.
Assault was really good. Like, it was really fun just being out of the ship. Like, the movement wasn't bad or anything at all. I think people just
like the movement and the starting gun. Like, it was all good.
Right? I thought it was like really good, and I was like, why do people bash on this game so much? And I feel like it's just people want the same game, want the same stuff over and over. If they can figure out how to balance the two things, which they haven't showed anything with him out of the ship.
That's why I'm saying.
So like, I fully believe it is full ship too. But if they got some way to balance it, like one mission you're in the sky, one mission you're on the ground, one mission you're in the tank, 2 missions you're in the sky trying to get to a different galaxy or a different planet or something. Then another mission where you're like infiltrating a base. Like they had some good infiltrating like base missions in Assault. Like I don't think it's Call of Duty or anything like that with the shooting or anything like that. But it was pretty fun for a GameCube game.
Star Fox game.
I thought it was.
Now Star Fox Adventure was poopy, but I still played that.
Star Fox Adventure is not terrible. It's just set in a really hard to.
I mean, it wasn't supposed to be a Star Fox game.
Yeah, it was like some dinosaur.
Yeah, that's why there's still dinosaurs in there. But like the rod was stupid. Like if they would have gave me a gun in that one, I'd have been really happy with that.
Yeah,
like, he has a gun. Like where did his gun go? Oh, cutscene. Like he loses his gun. I'm like, fuck you, Nintendo.
It was okay.
You got a cutscene? Because when I started,
I thought it was a cutscene.
No, because when I started to go down, Pep was like, "Yeah, you didn't bring your blaster on this one." He's like, "Nah, I didn't think I need it for this mission." And I was just like, "Way to go, Fox! Way to be prepared." This is why I got stuck with the staff.
And then like the puzzles in that game, I thought were just really bland and boring in that game.
I like the enemies though. The enemies were fun.
Yeah, I mean it was fun, and that's where they showed Crystal for the first time. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like it added more characters and whatnot. It'd just be cool if it was like exactly like Star Fox Assault, except for give people more space combat. I guess that's what they want.
Yeah, I think it could be like Assault, but like they have it more towards the half and half. But they need to have that arcade mode or something where you can just do flying spaceship high score or flying spaceship, go through those levels. Like
I think it'd just be cool to be like one mission you're in the ship, maybe 2 missions. Like I said, like you're in space. Obviously, there's nowhere to land. There's nowhere for you to get out. But then like you're in the tank, and then like maybe you can like freely get out the tank, run around, shoot some things, get back in the tank, drive around. You know, maybe use the one that you don't like, walk around, do some stuff. Like it would just be cool to have like a free Batman arc.
That's what I'm saying.
Like a Batman game.
I think Star Fox, it could, if you had a good balance like that, I think it could be. Like,
you know, people said that they were
awesome
in the tank too much, but it'd be cool if you just like let's say you were in a city and like to get to point A to point B, you had to get in the ship to get to point A or point B, and then there's like combat between, and then you go inside of a building to stop whatever. Like it makes no sense for him to just be solely in the ship unless you're just killing ship things.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
I could see it being like a Xenoblade Chronicles X, where it's just like such a big open world that's so big, so that flying ships won't be weird to just be in the air and then land and get out and do stuff. Because like a lot of it, like I could see the tank thing working. Just the environment might be a little small. I don't know. To get in and out, you'd need a huge area for that.
I don't know. It'd be cool if they just did that, but I don't think they'll ever go back to that just because so many people didn't love it, didn't like it at all. But I was like, I didn't see the problem. I like you. I thought the multiplayer was really fun, 4-player, like shooting around and stuff. I was like, this is so fun. Like they give the online thing for this. Like have that instead of Splatoon. Even though Splatoon's doing really well, have that as like a multiplayer like shooter where you're shooting lasers at people and there's no blood coming out of it. instead of paint. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that would have been fun.
They get electrocuted.
Splatoon is another game they could port to that one. So that one's.
I haven't played Splatoon.
I haven't gotten Splatoon because I'm scared of it.
You're scared
being
of it?
dead when an X comes out.
That's what I'm saying. But like with all these devs like making games. Supposedly,
I didn't even think of that until you just said that, because I was thinking of getting Splatoon, because I was like, I've heard good things about Splatoon, but now that you just said that, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's all on.
Like
could die.
I bought a Wii U for my buddy, and it came with Smash and Splatoon. But like Smash is the same way. Like Smash is gonna die on the Wii U if they don't port it to the next console.
The
like
online for sure would die.
Yeah, online would die. You would have to go to tournaments, just like
Melee,
GameCube and whatnot.
Hopefully with the NX, if they're porting them all over, hopefully you could just download a patch and then make it backwards compatible just with better graphics.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool too if they did that too and just put all their focus on to doing that.
$10 patch, that'd be better than $60 on a game you just win and all in for on the Wii U.
I think what they're gonna do, because they have that reward system coming out, that they're gonna reward all the fans who bought all that stuff and like stuck with them through like the Wii U era, and then be like, hey, sign up, and then they're gonna be like, I think they're gonna pull your account that you used to have and be like, okay, he used the Wii U code with this, he used all these codes for the games, let's give him something better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hopefully, I would think so.
Well, the award system's supposed to replace having to pay for DLC, I heard.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Like, because isn't it like the processing power is accessible wirelessly? So if another console, like the handheld part of the console, is sharing your processing power, you get like awarded something like that.
That'd be pretty cool. So I actually, before you came on the show, we're done with topics of the day. To pick an underrated game, we did it last show. I picked The World That Ends With You. He agreed it was kind of underrated. Not a lot of people played it. It was a good game. So what's your game?
I think Wonderful 101 for Wii U by Platinum Games is pretty underrated.
I played it. It was really hard though.
It's hard, but it's like
I didn't
you should pick it up. You might like it.
I looked at it when I was looking at it. I was just like, okay, what are you giving me here? This looks like Beautiful Joe mixed with like Pikmin.
It is. Kind of is, and then it's like a beat 'em up, like not as beat 'em uppy as like
because like don't you like combine all the superheroes' powers, like create other powers and stuff?
Yeah, it's like you're hitting with a big sword made out of a bunch of people.
See, I was really hyped about this game when I first seen it because I had a Wii U and I was like, oh, I want to get this game.
It's pretty good.
I got like halfway through the city and I felt like I was just getting demolished by like everything. Well, like when you get stuck in those like planes and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to do something special to like stop an enemy from doing like the car ones with like the shield in front of them.
Yeah.
Like those were whooping my ass. Like they were just destroying me. And then there was like another, I think the cannon ones, where it's like a big giant cannon. They just keep shooting at you, and you just gotta like dodge it. But then you have to like beat them up, but they're like heavily armored. Like I couldn't do anything to that thing. I was just like, this is so hard.
Yeah, I mean, the game is kind of like pretty unforgiving if you go like run into a battle unprepared or don't have enough of the like citizen heroes. Like, built up to have enough people to do your attacks. But the bosses are really original and really interesting, and it's worth it once you get to a boss. Like they're cinematic, and there is a little bit of time to breathe during the boss fight. It's not like in between bosses it was pretty hard, but once you get to the boss it's pretty enjoyable. It's still challenging, but it is really awesome, like seeing a bunch of superheroes that are your size, not Pikmin like where they're tiny, and then seeing like these larger than life bosses and getting to control 101 people and I don't know, it's
the
really
concept
cool.
was there. I think the characters were really cool. I mean, they had a character for every type of weapon, it seemed like. Like you had like the whip chick, and you had the sword guy, and you had the gun guy, hammer guy. The original guy is a fist guy, like he uses his fist. Wonderful Red.
Yeah.
I thought he should have been in Smash. I was really hoping, like when the Smash battles came out, I was like, I don't think we can get Beautiful Joe, but let's get this guy. This guy's pretty sweet. He's just as cool as Beautiful Joe. Yeah. Just as corny as Beautiful Joe. Like it's the same people who made Beautiful Joe. Like, a couple of the developers are on this one. Clover, like 4 Clover or something like that. Clover something.
I'm not sure.
when you boot it up, it's like pink and stuff, and it says like Clover, but I don't know if there's like a attachment to it that's like Clover 4 or something like that. But they're like, they made Beautiful Joe 1 and 2 with Capcom. I don't know if Capcom made this one, right? They made the Wonderful 1.
Platinum Games.
Platinum.
Made this
Okay,
one.
so Platinum. So they must have got that Clover people to help them out.
Yeah.
It looks.
See a lot of the like hack and slash fighting movements they use look like a Platinum game.
Yeah.
Made them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're not porting that to that, because Platinum is one of the people that they're like one of their devs, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, we have a couple games on here, let's just like put them on there.
I think they're priming it for a sequel because they just came out at it was either the end of 2015 or this year. They came out with a brand new commercial for Wonderful 101, and they made it seem like it was more than just a full amazing commercial for the first game again.
Yeah.
Like a year after it came out.
I would like to go play that one again. Like I said, you're perfectly right to bring this to the table. I think it's really underrated. Like I said, really hard. So it's like you play it, and if you can't beat the beginning areas and stuff, I feel like that's when you're just like.
That's probably why it got kind of low ratings.
Yeah, like, oh well, it's not that great because it's just like unforgiving. But I'm like.
Isn't that what most people look for in games nowadays? Is this like really hard, challenging
people
games?
still want pussy games.
Yeah, I mean, Donkey Kong Jungle Freeze did that, and that's like
I didn't get to play that one.
Super amazing platformer.
Yeah.
So.
But
I played the first one on the Wii, but I didn't get to play Freeze. So.
Definitely a fun game. If they make a sequel to that, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
One thing I would like them to do, I think it'd be better if you could zoom it in on the characters.
Yeah, and if they didn't disappear into little cubes once you build too big of weapons.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, it'd be cool if, like, they could zoom it in and maybe not Wonderful 101, but maybe, like, Wonderful, like, 12 or something like that. Like, something where it's just, like, less, but instead of just having a bunch, just...
Yeah.
A bunch for no reason, kind of, it felt like.
Or, like, maybe adding, like, structural heroes instead of just heroes with the attacks. Like, oh, I make a big man out of 101 people.
Yeah.
Instead of just fists popping up and then disappearing, you know?
Yeah. It was cool. It was cool, like, the more heroes you have, obviously, the better the weapon was. The bigger the weapon could be. It'd just be cool if they could zoom it in, make it more of, like, a close-up
Put more
on it.
focus on the weapon and fighting.
Yeah,
Make
if you're a fist guy...
look like dots.
Yeah, like, if you're a fist guy, like, you're fighting, but, like, what if the heroes could combine to make a sword, but it wasn't, like, this giant sword? What if it was just, like, a really strong sword or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, it was just, like, maybe longer or whatever. Or, like, if you made the gun, maybe your guy just got the guns. Instead of being, like, such a far-out zoom Pikmin vision, maybe it was just, like, closer, where it was, like, kind of like that 3D, like that... If they use that same angle that they have where it's, like, it's always like this, like, it looks like your screen's always like this. If they could do that same one and then just have it closer and then just, like, your characters look bigger, so when they, like... So, like, that green guy that has a gun, like, just gives you guns. Like, he just gives you, like... He can transform into a gun. But, like, it's still, like, human size, not, like, this giant-ass thing. I know it worked for the game because the game was all about, like, these crazy giant aliens that were coming down. But, like, maybe this one just, like, doesn't deal with aliens. And it deals with, like, more of, like, actual, like
maybe,
criminals.
like, some sort of, like, a gang, like, fighting against a gang of villains or something.
Yeah,
that are your
like,
size.
maybe you fight 101, like, different villains that are, like, smaller. That, like, are your size. And then you use your powers to, like, fight them instead of, like, combining everybody's powers to fight, like, just, like...
Wonderful 101, Civil War.
Maybe, like, that'd be cool. Like, what if, like, some of the, what, like, that's what I'm saying, like, Wonderful 12 or Wonderful 11 or something like that. Like, all the other ones, like, went on the bad guy side.
Yeah, that would be cool. I like the thought of there being, like, a small camera in the top whenever you use a special.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it doesn't take away from your battlefield view and disorient you, but in the corner it would show the Wonderful that's using their power, like, way zoomed in, so they're, like, full size with a group of people around them.
Yeah.
And then you see the hammer appear, like, above the whole group down here, and then they're commanding people or something, you know?
I thought, because, like, when I first seen the game, I was like, it'd be cool if this was Beautiful Joe. Like, if it was, like, these characters, and you ran around as this character, and you just got to pick whatever character maybe you wanted to go into battle with. And then they like combined them all together to like make these giant weapons to fight these giant aliens. But it'd be cool if like they made a sequel, use the same name or whatever, and they just made it where like the battles you went into were like whatever. Maybe make it a beat 'em up, where it's like 4-player beat 'em up or whatever. Because I know this one actually had like multiplayer in it, but I don't think anybody used it.
Yeah, I never really played.
So it'd be cool if it was like 4 players, 4 different heroes, maybe interchangeable heroes, like a dark, not a Dark Alliance, but maybe like a Marvel Ultimate Alliance type of thing. That'd be pretty cool, because Marvel Ultimate Alliance has that camera angle too, where it's just like sideways kind of, and whatever, and then you just do whatever you want to do. That'd be pretty cool.
It would be.
Instead of just like this thing, and then you're just like using all these heroes to do like stuff, and it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes it got crowded. Definitely underrated game, especially for the Wii, when like Wii has nothing, so you think people would have been like...
Yeah, the Wii, like, pretty much the only games that are out are amazing. So you would think, it being a title that's out, like one of their under 100, you know, it would be looked at a lot more, but it was pretty ignored.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know about it until, like, a month ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw it and I'm like, oh, what is this?
I was like trying
to... kid game.
Yeah, I was trying to, like, when I first seen it, I was like, this game looks amazing. And then, like, I got it, like, when it was like $25.
Yeah, I think it's like 30 new right now.
Yeah, and I got it when it was like $25, and I was like, tried it, liked it, but then it was just like, it started to become too hard. And I was like, I don't know if I can get through this right now, because there's other games that I want to play.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games that's not going to be like right at the front of your to-do list.
Yeah.
But it is fun. Like, if you got a lot of time, like,
it's a casual game.
You almost gotta like teach yourself how to play, like get through just between bosses, because you have to. It's like, I don't know. You have to try a lot. For a game like that.
I kept dying.
Like Pikmin, you could sort of like just have fun, like, oh, I'm throwing all 100 of my guys at one thing, and it's not stupid. But like this,
you're like, I put all 100 guys into my sword, and I was like, oh, the sword's not working against these enemies, and then like, they get like messed up, and then you got to go pick them back up.
Yeah,
it's
just,
like,
if you use all of them, you got to pick them up. If they get hurt.
Like you, like when you swing, if you swing the sword or the fist, like if you're not doing damage to whatever you're doing and they're blocking it, it starts to like throw heroes out of the little aura.
Sucks.
Yeah, and
so
it's
like,
not a whistle. It's like you
run,
streak of color, just like running around.
You go fast.
They got to go in the streak, and I don't know. I don't like that. They need a better way of.
Yeah.
Like they need some way to like do what Olimar does with the whistle. Like,
definitely, like maybe like some stupid pose or something.
Yeah, or like
a Captain Ginyu pose, like they all come towards you.
Heroes
like,
assemble.
Yeah, or like some really bad catchphrase. Like,
the cheesiest of the cheese. Come pair up with me. Then you just pair up.
Yeah, I like that it wasn't cell shaded.
That too. I thought it was pretty like
for being modeled
cartoony.
After Beautiful Joe type.
I usually don't like cell shaded stuff unless it's like drawn like Beautiful Joe was. But like when I look at Borderlands, I think Borderlands is really ugly looking.
I think like Tales from the Borderlands like just was ugly, but the Borderlands like 1 and 2 were pretty well done.
I think they're half-assed if you ask me.
It's like there's a 50-50 chance. Like Wind Waker, it's still like they didn't even have to update the graphics in my opinion,
it was
because
like,
that cell shading was such
they
a
just made it
choice.
HD.
Yeah.
So.
But that's, a lot of times it could ruin a game, like make it look crappy.
I definitely think Borderlands is not anywhere like decent to me anymore, especially with the graphics. And there's like a video that came out that showed what it would have looked like if they would have just made it realistic looking, and I was like, why wouldn't you just do that? Like, why wouldn't you have a realistic?
Why I was saying it was half-assed.
Yeah,
like,
I like the game.
Cell shading, like it's actually half the process of when they usually make a game. They'll cell shade it and then they add other graphics to it. I believe Borderlands just was like, we're gonna cell shade it and we're gonna sell it off as that. And I was just like, no, that's awful. Like, I get you were trying to go for a very artsy, like, new style thing, but like when done with like 3D, it looks terrible. So
well, the first one though was like a lot of what attracted me to it. By the time it got to the pre-sequel, it was like I was over it.
Yeah,
like it didn't look.
And then
at
as
all.
soon as they made it a Telltale Games, I was just like, series is over to me. I hate those games. I hate to say that because I don't want to say stuff like that, but I just like there's so many games that do what they do with good graphics, so why can't they do it?
Yeah, like
Heavy Rain.
The Telltale game was pretty ugly, but I even think Wolf Among Us had pretty weird graphics for. I don't know why those Telltale games are so like unnatural looking.
They usually have good story, which is what keeps you into the game. But like with graphic wise, I don't think they did that great.
Well, like if a kid's puppet show has a good story, are you gonna watch hours and hours of this terribly?
I don't know. A kid's puppet show can entertain a kid pretty good.
My thing with it is those games are like they don't look good. It's just a story-driven game. There's no gameplay to it at all.
Yeah.
It's just like a boring. You might as well watch a movie. Well, why not go watch 5 seasons of The Walking Dead? Why play this? Because you're not getting any. For me, at least, I'm not getting any enjoyment or entertainment out of this. I'm watching this. I'm moving the guy every once in a while. Oh, I gotta click Y to like quick action time this. Like, there's games that do quick action time plus you do like gameplay in it. Like, gameplay to me is the key. If your game doesn't have gameplay, why is it good? It's not good. Those games aren't good. I think it just fools people because people are like, oh, it's different, and their stories are really good. And I'm like,
I don't know. It reminds me
The Last of Us story is amazing,
games.
and it has good gameplay. Go play that. Why do you gotta play this crap ass game? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. I don't know. They're popular right now for whatever reason. It does feel like those, like when a DVD had a bonus game on it.
Right.
It's just like, oh, whenever when you see the dog, click the button. It's like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Those games are just terrible to me. They're just like, like I was saying, I would hate to be like judged, like at my podcast and what I do, but like I just don't think they do a good job anymore. Like, especially like, okay, you can argue the first Walking Dead game they did was good, but then I'm like, okay, we get one game like that every 2 years. I might go play those, but then they like issue them out, and then they're like thrown in parts.
Too, yeah.
So like.
Yeah, they make them. They almost like them like a mid-season premiere or some shit like that. You know, it's like weird. Like, why are you doing seasons? This is
and it's just like it's this stupid. And I'm like, just make a full game.
The thing you need to wait on for 6 months or a year to see the ending after it hooks you in the beginning.
Yeah,
it's like you want it to be done.
Yeah, like well, now I gotta wait. Whenever you guys feel like making part 2 to season 1.
Yeah, and
part
I feel
2,
like
part 3.
That's probably why the graphics have to be so terrible.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you like?
Oh, got the script done. We spent 90% of our time on this script.
Yeah.
And then.
All we gotta do is just make this guy move 2 feet.
Yeah, it's like, we already have his 3D model done.
Yeah, you imagine the animation team's just like, check, got that done. They want this.
Yeah. They're like, hey, just make his arm bend backwards the way it's not supposed to bend. People are like, oh, okay.
It's like, you pick that one option, his mouth like overlaps with his lips, completely messed up the whole dialogue.
Oh yeah.
No, just leave it in there. No one picks that.
Well, one thing that could be with that is if it was like an imported game, like from Japan or France or some shit, then yeah, things aren't always gonna sync up.
But I mean, a mouse should still move naturally, no matter what language.
He's like, alright.
Yeah, it shouldn't, or it shouldn't be
I
like.
didn't realize it was that bad.
I don't know. There, just the whole talking in the Tales from the Borderlands I played was just.
And people like that one.
All the dialogue was off, and
people think that's one of the best story ones that they got. And I'm just like,
I saw really random crazy shit, and